In this video, I'm going to share 3 simple steps to improve your travel photography. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rivaldo, a travel photographer based in Wales, and in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 simple steps that have helped my travel photography immensely over the last few years. When I started out, I struggled with getting a simplified process in terms of taking travel photos, and I kept taking a bunch of different photographs wondering what makes a photo good. And then through trial and error, I feel like I have arrived at something that I could share with you in this video. So I'm going to share everything that I have learned over the last few years in travel photography. Let's get right into the video. The first point is to take your camera everywhere. Usually what ends up happening is we take our camera out only when we arrive at a certain location on the trip. But what I mean to say by this is that we need to basically have our camera with us at all times. It is very useful to carry your camera with you because you may miss shots if you don't have your camera on you. A small and compact camera like the Fujifilm X100VI, which I use, is something which I would recommend you to have. Not necessarily this camera, but something compact, something small would be greatly beneficial on trips. The reason for this is because you can always carry it with you and at all times, unlike having a big camera with multiple lenses and having an issue carrying them along with you. The second point is to always practice by iteration and improvement of yourself. What I mean by this is that you need to watch a lot of content on YouTube because there's quite a bit of content on terms of photography and travel and street. Consume this content and go out and practice what you have learned. If you don't go out and practice what you've learned and you just keep consuming the content, it becomes way too much on your head, and then you find it quite difficult to implement what you have learned. All the information that you have obtained ends up becoming something like entertainment for you, and when you try to implement this into real life, it's quite difficult to learn a few things by watching a couple of YouTubers and photographers and try and implement some of the steps when you're outdoor shooting. You can always come back home and then go through your photographs and then say, okay, I've done these things correctly and I have done these things incorrectly, so let me try and get myself correct by watching more stuff. But if you just simply sit and watch a bunch of content, you never really make progress, nor do you create anything. You always need to get started and then you iterate over time. If you just wait for the perfect moment and the perfect time to learn everything there is to learn, you are never going to make any progress. I learned this the hard way using my YouTube channel. I used to always want to create the best content and the perfect content with good lighting and all of that stuff, but I just never ended up getting the channel started. But now I've just decided to take the plunge, and over these last few videos I've tried on improving and working one thing at a time, and I'm still a work in progress, but I've made a lot of improvement since I started posting my first video. This is exactly what I would recommend with your travel photography. Get started and iterate over time. Nobody starts perfect. You always have to start somewhere or the other and get moving. The third tip that I would like to provide is to book a lot of travel trips. Usually what ends up happening is you consume a lot of travel content online, and people and photographers and people just generally keep talking about gear and which camera you should buy and which lens you should buy and all of that stuff. But what I found is that it's not always about the gear and the equipment. Sometimes it's all about just putting yourself in new situations and new places in terms of travel. When you go around, you find that you're attracted to certain types of lighting, certain types of textures, and then this has a massive impact on your photography. Also, by doing this, you generally enjoy the process of photography and you're not just stuck trying to create photos just for social media and that sort of thing. I would highly recommend booking trips with the money that you have instead of spending that money on gear. Generally speaking, a trip would do much better for your photography than just buying a brand new piece of gear. As long as you have something that works, go for it. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have and you'd like to know more about the Fujifilm X100VI, I have made videos on my channel so you could go and have a look. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.